You're the ranking Republican on the House Environment and Energy Committee. In a recent committee meeting, you stated, "We have an environmental crisis in Washington state." What did you mean by that?
We certainly do. We have a lot of crises in regards to the environment. We have a salmon crisis. We have a water quality crisis. Our forest health crisis. We've got 2.7 million acres of forest, according to the DNR, that are in an unhealthy state. But our water crisis in particular, we have 40% of our waters that have been determined to have an identified pollutant in them, but only 15% of those waters have been tested. We have a crisis for our salmon health, and that's an important crisis that we're seeing the impacts of as we are threatening to take out the 4 lower Snake River dams. We have a litter crisis. We have litter all over the place. And while we're working on recycling bills, we're not dealing with the fact that we have a tremendous amount of litter on our state's roadways.
A lot of attention has been given to air quality in Washington state, but you have voiced concerns that we have a water quality issue, especially in Puget Sound. So tell us about your concerns and the bills you've authored to address this issue.
Absolutely. We've spent an awful lot of time focusing on air quality through our Climate Commitment Act and other programs that are very, very expensive. But we aren't addressing water quality problems in the Puget Sound and other parts of the state, but in particular Puget Sound. We have a dead zone in the Puget Sound caused by our wastewater treatment plants, who are currently discharging millions of tons of nitrates into the Puget Sound, which is destroying the ecosystem of that watershed. I have several bills that deal with that problem. One of the bills is 1365, which is Puget Sound water quality, and it forms a process through the Department of Ecology to start planning for tertiary treatment to remove terrible toxins from the wastewater discharge. We also have dealt with salmon-safe communities. We have another bill that deals with wastewater that puts a V on every gallon of sewage overflow into Puget Sound, and that money is used to do salmon restoration projects.
What's the status of your water quality bills?
None of the water quality bills were able to progress past the floor of the House. The Puget Sound water quality bill looked like it was promising, and it had been on the run list, but was removed at the last hour in the fight over the other bills in the House. But that bill is an important negotiated bill with the Department of Ecology so that they can actually implement the bill and get tertiary treatment installed in some of the worst polluters on the Puget Sound.
The session ends on March 7th. Do you expect this legislature to do anything on the water quality issue before it adjourns?
I don't expect them to do anything on the water quality issue. And again, this is the second year in a row that that same bill has made it to the floor of the House only to get caught up and negotiated out of the run list. So I do hope that at some point this legislature will take water quality seriously and do something to clean up the polluted waters of the Puget Sound. We should be focusing on water quality and doing something good for the environment in the Puget Sound, but instead we continue to hammer away on air quality bills that are very expensive to everyday Washingtonians.